What's up, everybody? Doing a pull workout today, so some back and biceps. I'm several weeks into my bulking phase so far, so this workout is structured in a way to try to focus on adding a bunch of mass to my back, helping me to get bigger, as well as in the biceps. Starting off with some basic barbell rows. You'll notice I'm doing a full reset on every rep, taking the bar all the way to the ground, then bringing it back up. That allows you to make sure the back is doing the majority of the work. It prevents you from cheating and allows you to get a really deep stretch in the back, and especially in the lats. If you're used to doing barbell rows at more of an angle or swinging and using momentum, drop the weight down a little bit and try the form out like this. I realize not a lot of people probably have access to a barbell right now. If you don't, you can use dumbbells, you could use resistance bands, or even if you have a bag or backpack, load some books in there, water bottles, make it a little heavier, and you can go ahead and get some rows in that way. But however you're doing them, just again, make sure you're doing them with really strict form. Make sure that you're getting a good stretch at the bottom and a good squeeze, a good contraction at the top. That's going to allow you to really focus and zero in on your back and help you to make the most back gains you can get. I'd also say it is important to keep your back straight, preferably parallel to the ground or close to it. Again, just working at that angle is going to allow you to feel a lot more in the back and in particular in the lats. If you're at more of an upright angle and pulling more towards your chest, you're going to get some more traps and upper back engagement. Whereas if your, again, back is parallel towards the ground and even pulling a bit more towards your stomach, you can hit some more of the lats. So after I finish off with the barbell rows, moving into some shrugs here, some of my warm-ups. Now, similar problem with the shrugs that you might have with the barbell rows. A lot of people just like to load up a ton of weight on there, bounce the bar around, don't really get too much trap engagement that way, but you do put a lot of weight on there and work the ego real well. What I would suggest doing, make sure that you've got a weight that you can do comfortably for at least 8 to 10 reps. Get a good stretch at the bottom and a good squeeze. Make sure you get some posing in between sets always. But essentially, you want to make sure the traps are doing the work. If you're just bouncing it and you're just loading up with tons and tons of weight, yeah, again, your ego is going to get worked, but you want to work the traps. We actually want to grow the traps and the muscles. Even if you have to take a bit of a hit to the ego and drop the weight down, it is worth it. A couple more sets left here, I think, for 11 and 10 with 400 pounds. Trying to get a good squeeze at the top. You can even hold it for a split second there at the top in the peak contraction. That'll really also help you to feel it more in the traps. Squeeze again at the top as you come back up. I like to kind of keep some constant tension on the muscles when I'm training. And getting a deep stretch helps to put that extra tension, that extra pressure on whatever muscle I'm trying to target. So you'll notice even here on the pull-ups now, just doing body weight. I try to get a nice stretch at the bottom there, keeping the tension on my back, and then pulling right through at the top. So doing 3 sets of body weight pull-ups here. I think I did 17 on my first set, and then 14 and 12 or 10, something like that. But notice again, my form is pretty strict. The way I'm doing these pull-ups is very specific to hitting the back. If you go with more of an underhand grip or a closer grip, you'll get a bit more biceps out of it. But when you take your hands and you rotate them overhand like that, that really transfers most of the work onto your back. So you might get a good bicep pump, maybe some work in the forearms too, but it's going to mostly hit your back. And this will be more challenging if you're doing pull-ups this way versus, say, doing an underhand grip, because an underhand grip will involve a bit more of the biceps, and you're going to be able to do more reps that way. So if you're really good at pull-ups for whatever reason, that's awesome. But if you want to make it a bit more challenging, do overhand like that. And you could even slow the tempo down. So if you're a lighter guy and maybe you don't have a backpack or some other way to add weight, give yourself a 3 count on the way up and then hold for at least a second in the bottom. And that way you don't have to do a million reps like this to get a really great back workout in. If you're a heavier guy and you have a harder time doing pull-ups, set up a chair underneath the bar and do some negatives. So start at the top and just control it on the way down. Either way, this is a great exercise for the lats. The barbell rows and the shrugs really hit the upper back and the traps. And so trying to work on some more width as well as thickness in the back. Nothing quite like a really well-developed and proportionate back. It's a rare sight to see, and you got a lot of respect and appreciation when you do see it. Now moving on to some biceps to finish off the pull day. Sticking to some barbell curls here. Again, kind of basic exercises. My first 2 sets were with 12 or for 12 reps, I should say. And to finish it off, I did, I think, 24 reps on the last set. So this was kind of an AMRAP, as many reps as I could do. Really focusing more on the squeeze in the biceps and pushing a lot of blood into them at the end as a way to finish them off. Your biceps will get a really good workout already from all the rows and the pull-ups, and so you might not be as strong doing these bicep exercises to finish with. That's okay. And then after these barbell curls, I finished with, I think, maybe 4 sets of hammer curls, not recorded, but any event. Appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully this was helpful. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.